Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
What's up, friends? Welcome back to the TV Terminal. My name is Adam Vale, Senior Editor at thecoalition.com.
My name is Josh Lamage, writer for the Coalition. I hope everyone's doing well. Got a lot to talk about.
And it sounds like there's a fire in your building. Holy moly, what was that?
It's outside.
Oh, boy, life in the city. Go ahead, play the Eagles track, people, in the city.
And as fast as it started, is as fast as it's gone. Before we get into this, I want to thank some of our new subscribers. Thank you so much for tuning in, for all the awesome feedback. Tuzo Tonics just subscribed. Had some really nice feedback about Revival, so thank you so much for tuning in. MSW8839 asked what happened to Ibrahim. We're going to get those answers very soon. Actually, the first scene of this episode.
Yeah, once we get into it, yes, we will definitely do that. I wanted to give a shout out. Oh, go ahead.
There was one more. Ima. There's a long name. What? She was wondering what, or he was wondering. Was wondering what was happening with M in the forest, and why was M in the forest alone? Adam replied, I think it had something to do with M feeling invincible.
Yeah, so, because she had talked about it with Jesse. They're talking about how, we're going to storm Blaine's compound. We can do anything. We're revivers. High five. This is it. They got the power. They got the glow. If you could see her over on YouTube, I'm wearing my show nuff from Bruce Lee, Last Dragon. I was really hoping this. I'm wearing this because I was hoping M was going to use her hands again. Heal somebody, do something with the hands, the glow. Yeah, it didn't happen in this episode, but it is. It was good. It was good.
Mother of Babylon.
Yeah, let's get to it. All right, so here we go. This is for Revival, season 1, episode 9. Like you said, Mother of Babylon. Man, this show, again, people, if you haven't watched it, I just want to get that out the way that we are exactly on the day of Syfy when it drops, and then the following week, I'm telling you, I get these messages. They're like, I don't see what you're talking about. It's just the day. It's the week.
We're in
delay.
The future.
Yeah, we're in the future, right? When it comes at least for people that are just watching on Peacock, you're a week behind. But it doesn't even matter at this point, really, because we're only an episode away. This is 9 and 10, and we're done. We are out. Right now to us, the channel's still here. Don't like, they're closing up shop. What kind of channel is this?
Goodbye.
Unsubscribe. No. As you see, if you're already on the channel, you see we're covering other shows. We got Dexter Resurrection. We got Chief of War, Jason Momoa. That's popping off big time. When we get into talking with everybody there, we got a lot of shout outs. So many people. Thank you guys. But anyway, the point is that we're hoping that there is a season 2. They did have a panel over San Diego Comic-Con. Paramount has talked about it, but hasn't really talked about it in the traditional way that they do other shows where they talk about the numbers and the viewerships, engagement, all that stuff. I don't know. We don't know yet. Hopefully it does, but if not, hey, we got one good season, but I think it will. The budget doesn't seem too outrageous. You don't have too many big names. Yeah, we have CM Punk, but he was in and out like that, right? He's gone.
I think that makes the show better, to be honest.
It does. It develops new stars. We saw this happen with The Walking Dead. When The Walking Dead proper showed up, no one really knew any of these actors on there besides Norman Reedus, and that was not even a lot of people knew because he was from Boondock Saints. And if you watch those movies, then you knew. But besides that, he wasn't that well known. But now everybody knows him. He is Mr. Walking Dead. But again, we're drifting. But point is, here we go. This is episode 9. There's only one more after this. So if you haven't watched it already, you're gonna get spoiled. This is big. This is a big episode. We got
unless you want to get spoiled, keep listening.
And here we go. Bam! What happened to Ibrahim? Ibrahim's tied up. Now, I think a lot of people probably are going to be taken back by this. Because at least from the comments and from other people I talked to, they were under the impression that it was Jesse that knocked out Ibrahim in the forest area there near the creek, because that's what they thought. A lot of people thought. No, it turns out that it was actually one of Blaine's guys that did that.
No, it was Jesse.
No,
it wasn't.
See, because remember Blaine.
Okay, because wait, because Ibrahim says to Blaine, "Oh, you should have just left me where you found me in the woods." That's what
And
he said
Blaine
to him.
said, but Blaine said, "You're lucky one of my guys found you instead of the police, instead of the general." No,
Okay.
yeah. So one of his
I'm
guys.
confused. Drop in the
Yeah.
comments.
So yeah, drop in
I'm
the comments. So what? You think it's a tag team thing? Jesse knocked him out and walked away and left him.
Because I'm thinking because Jesse doesn't know who he is, and Jesse also was like, "I want to get, you know,
And then that brings up the
M
comment.
alone
That brings up the
to
comment from the person that mentioned it was like, "Hey, what happened to Ibrahim?" If that was the case, if it was Jesse that knocked out Ibrahim, then when he settled everything with M and Dana, and they had the whole powwow and discussion and the planning, it would say, "Oh, by the way, my buddy that you knocked out, where is he? Can you go bring him? You
I'm
just
under
left
the
him
wait.
out
I'm
on."
under the impression though that maybe because he was in confidence. He was wearing his mask and stuff. People didn't know that Jesse was doing what he was doing. So he knocked out Ibrahim because he thought that Ibrahim was with M for some other reason. You know what I mean?
Maybe, but
I don't know
either way, there
because
we
he's saying
go.
that he found him. But yeah, okay.
Yeah,
So
man, people figure this out too. What do you think? Do you think it was just Jesse that did it, or do you think that Jesse did it, walked away, and then one of Blaine's guys? Because definitely that
because
line
if
is
one
there.
of Blaine's guys did it, then he would have got M at the same time.
All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see. But either way, Blaine, one of his guys definitely picked him up because that's how
Well,
he
yeah,
ends
yeah,
up
that's how he
in.
found him.
And
Yeah.
yeah, and then so there you go. Got Blaine there, just mouthing off, telling all this stuff.
He's unhinged this episode. He's definitely
He is
unhinged.
definitely lost it. He's trying to figure things out, but he comes up with this one good line, and we made a little clip here.
Some pieces. But I want to know the origins of the evil, right? So I can better fight it. Ensure it never happens again. You're a hate monger.
That's key because this whole time now he thinks that Ibrahim has all the answers, that he knows what happened here, what's going on with them, and how to defeat them. How does he know this?
I'm assuming he searched Ibrahim and maybe found something on him that read through, or he knows because he's the CDC guy that he's been researching a lot of stuff. So maybe he's just trying to collect his information with Ibrahim at this point.
Because I was like, well, the only way he could know some of this information is if Blaine has somebody on the inside at the police station that's been keeping an eye.
He has a lot
That's
of
the only
henchmen.
other way. Yeah, because when it comes to the water and the healing properties, no one knows that. We know this, and M knows this, and that was it. So I don't know how he was able to put all this other additional information. I was like, oh wow, definitely Ibrahim has everything. Bring him to me. I'm going to interrogate him. I'm going to know so that way I know how to defeat them. One other question that happens here that for us that we need to figure out is he does talk about Blaine talks about the angel and that the angel's gone, but the angel will come back. How did he capture the angel? How?
Yeah.
That they don't bring that up. That's never mentioned here.
I'm sure. Hopefully that gets answered. But I mean, there's just a couple of things within this scene too, where it's like Ibrahim says to him, you should have just left me in the, where you found me. Like, what do you do? Why am I here? And then also calling him a hate monger. But then he also says, don't you have all the answers, or are you only just pretending for your followers? So and as far as the viewer, like us, we assume that Blaine, especially from the beginning, had some intel that we didn't know. Yes, he did. He had the angel or alien or whatever he is calling it,
Yeah,
but
yeah. Well,
after this episode, it appears that he doesn't know as much as we alluded him to know.
That and there's one burning question that we don't know, and I don't know if we'll ever get the answer. With Arlene, why did Arlene give Blaine the baby? Or what did he tell Arlene? How did they connect? Arlene, from what we know, is still in the hospital regenerating from being burnt alive, or well, burnt. She was already dead, whatever.
That's true.
Yeah, we don't know, and they don't even bring that up.
Is Arlene coming back? Like,
well, yeah, Arlene, but the whole thing with the baby, I would have
That'd be-
loved someone to ask him, hey, Blaine, what did you tell Arlene? How did this?
That'd be funny if it was like one of those like superhero moments where like at the end the general's saying something and then Arlene just comes and tackles her. No, that'd be funny. But
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe she'll come back at some point. But anyways, as Blaine is interrogating Ibrahim, all of a sudden, they go into another room and they start having a more deeper conversation. I guess not in the same circumstances, and basically they're just cross-examining each other. Ibrahim asks Blaine some questions about his past and things like that, and they don't get too far into it when the police come barging in, and Dana finds him and she's like, "What are you doing here? Where's M?" And he's like, "I don't know."
Yeah,
But
because
why is she asking her where M is?
Well, that was the thing. Right before this, there was that quick cut where we're at the precinct and we see Dana and Wayne and was it TJ? I think that's his name. The other officer there. They're getting all the weapons and they're like, "This is it. We're gonna go and we're gonna get M and we're gonna take down Blaine," because they were like they're hell bent. This is it. Blaine
They're
has.
assuming that Blaine has her.
Yeah, they automatically assume that Blaine, because remember she went off and went into the woods and then disappears. And especially now that they found Rose's body. Again, I'm not sold on that. I know some people are like, "What do you mean? It's a body." There was a body, but we didn't see the face. The body was wrapped up. I don't know why, even though the angel disappeared afterwards, and also the person mentioned in the comments that it's like maybe this was it. The mission was fulfilled. Right?
It could be her body, but it could be a setup. Someone could have just placed her body in.
Oh there. Yeah. Oh, we definitely know. We know who's doing all this. We'll get to it at the end. We'll give our thoughts of the mystery solved. Who did the killing? I already know. I thought you already know. Oh yeah, I already know. I don't know. Oh yeah. Go ahead. We'll get to it toward the end. But I definitely know already in my mind. I
was kind of thrown off a lot in this episode. We'll see why. But
no. They throw a twist. Right, so then so that's when they head over. And they're thinking that they're going to find M. But no, they don't find M. They're surprised. They find that Ibrahim's tied up.
I was like, what is he doing here?
He's like, "What's happening?" She's like, "What are you doing here? What are you doing here?" But anyway, they go to interrogate Blaine. You got to figure things out. Because Blaine, we get a lot in this interrogation. He starts throwing all this shade about, again, reiterating the whole story situation. "Oh yeah, I was out there just towing a truck and a car, and I saw a bright light, and ended up buying it." She was like, "You did everything. You killed Rose, and you paid Brent for it. You gave $10,000." He starts laughing that off, which makes sense because he's like, "Yo, I'm just a tow truck guy." He's like, "Do I look like I have $10,000?" He's like, "And why would I do that? She's my friend." He still kept saying friend, and I think that's it. As we know, she was in a relationship with May, so we know it wasn't a romantic situation that she had with him. But we don't.
Were close. They were close in some way, but also he says some stuff regarding the light that he saw. He's calling it the gates of hell. Interesting that he's calling his alien the angel later on, but he calls it the gates of hell are open and the demons are free. So the demons in his mind are the revivers.
But they look the same. Somebody else had mentioned it also in the comments. They were like, "Oh yeah, they're two different things," but they look the same. With the one that picked up Jordan looked exactly like the one that Blaine had locked up. I understand if maybe one was a different color, a purple or a red or something, just to distinguish that they.
Well, they're multiplying. They're more coming out, and we see that in the episode of what's happening. But I think maybe under the conditions where it's trapped and he was forcing things next to it, because. If you look at before, when Jordan walked into it, especially when Jesse walked into it, they heard something. They walked into it by their own volition. Like it wasn't forced among them like later on that lady is.
Oh, Mrs. Peterson, she definitely did not. And she was screaming. And it sounded like the creature was screaming along, like they're both scared. It was like an ET situation. When ET walks in, like, and it's like they open up the light. We don't see it. If you remember in this video, we don't see it. He's like pushing. Well, we're assuming, but it sounds like someone's pushing Mrs. Peterson
towards the alien thing.
Toward the alien. And the alien is screaming also, like, no, I don't want to touch you. Yeah, it's just very funny. It was funny. But
we know Blaine here is he's really taken by his religious beliefs, and he's willing to prove that he's not a fraud, and he literally believes what he's selling. He literally believes that he's chosen in some way here. So I mean, obviously his story here is bigger than we anticipated. And obviously it's coming to this whole big conclusion with him being involved in it. But yeah, he's saying right now that he had nothing to do with M's death, and he has nothing to do with Rose's death.
Yeah, because Wayne comes in in this scene and says, listen, we already know all the stuff what happened with your parents. Remember, they were ashamed of you. Your dad died. Your mom left you. She skipped town because of everything that you were doing. And then that's when he said, well, we also found the body of Rose. And he's like, what do you mean body? Yeah, in the trunk of the car on your property. And he flips out. He's damn, but that can't be. Da, 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 da. And I believe him. I don't think he knows about that. He did not do it.
So for those still not like really catching what's going on with Blaine and I guess his backstory, it's basically Blaine had stigmata, which is basically the holes in the hands, simulating, I guess, the nails of Christ that went through his hands when he was on the crucifixion. And it's been a thing, I guess, as miracles have happened according to records, that people have had this, and it's been some crazy miracle. And so the father, who
I just
guess
know the ministry track, stigmata. That's me and my metal.
His father was the pastor, and I guess he was bringing people into the church to witness his miracle of a son. And people were investing money, and it turned out to be, I guess, a fraud kind of situation. And that's probably what led to Blaine's mom leaving and the parents going through problems. And then they said that his father was also killed. So it went down a bad rabbit hole, and obviously Blaine's still not over this.
Yeah, but he stayed in town. So usually you would think, I mean, people just skip town when something tragic or something crazy happens where your family's
still
shamed.
has those believers. He still has those believers, and that's what he's holding on to.
All right.
Yeah,
let's keep it going. Yeah, that was the whole scene there. He was screaming at him. It's funny throwing all that shade back and forth. They definitely have a lot of dirt on each other. And I don't know what Blaine was trying to get out of it, to get under their skin for what. You're already in a bad spot. It's not going to work out for you. All right. This is back at the precinct. I'm pretty sure this is where this scene is, where Dana's just trying to figure out, because, now I remember, because May came over and even said, it's like this, she wanted to see. It's like, oh, is he here? Yes, he's here. But it still doesn't add up, because even Ibrahim says, I don't see the motive. What's the motive to kill Rose and to get rid of M? Oh, well, M we see, but the Rose situation, it doesn't make sense. Like, he doesn't get anything out of this. So
and Blaine is so hellbound right now. There were some little things that I guess I mistakenly left out regarding Blaine and Ibrahim's conversation, but he was talking about how his angel would have opened your heart, and that he lost her, and that he's hoping that the angel will come back. And then he was like, was your angel making the same sounds as I heard the angel making? And then
the moans.
The moans. And then this is something super important, I think. Ibrahim says to him, look, I'm not letting you hurt them, Blaine. So yes, Blaine is really hell-bent on taking them out, taking out the revivers, using these alien angel things to eliminate them and send them back. And he feels in his mind that he's doing God's work, and that he's eliminating them from the earth with his God-given powers. So yeah, but regarding Dana and May right now, she says, go out. You're doing a better job than some of the detectives here. And then May looks at her and she's like, some of the detectives?
Yeah. It's already. It's like, come on now. Yeah, it's definitely getting crazy.
So now we see M. She's back in the cell, and the doctors are with her, and they're overlooking her, and she doesn't look well, right?
She sees her mom. She's hallucinating. This is a Dexter moment right here. Dexter sees Harry, his dad. It's the same type of deal in a way, because it's just his subconscious just manifesting in his father. And I think this is somewhat that, but then the mom is saying a lot of craziness later on in this episode to her. But yeah, definitely she's seeing her mom, and I was surprised. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, her mom also, like, not even just like a happy mom, like covered in blood, and it's just like her psychosis of her inner regrets, her inner sadness, her inner fears, and the mom is really just kind of saying these things out loud to her as she's sitting in the cell. But I think Dr. Carla comes out. Oh,
yeah, we do have some audio from this one. This was a good one.
Her body heals faster. She fights back when others don't. And she's demonstrated an unmatched threshold for violence. Doctor, the clock is ticking, and I must account for control and remove all the revivers.
So the general wants to get rid of them. She has a plan of just gathering them all up and just shipping them out, moving them out. But
now, is she taking them out to study them? Because she's not.
We don't know.
She doesn't want to move them in the same way that Blaine wants to.
And she doesn't want to bring the doctor. Now, if you recall, this doctor seemed like she was on board 100% with the governor, right? For testing. They said, hey, we're going to test. They were messing with Miles. Rhodey was going to be the next guinea pig. He was in the cell next door. This is it. Wayne even helped with that. Remember, dumped him in the cell. It's like, here you go. Have your way with him. But as you hear from the general has no plan to bring the doctor along for this ride here. She's like, no, I won't, just get all of them together. And for
She's like,
some
where are you
reason,
taking them? And she's like, well, that's way above your pay grade.
yeah, that's above your pay grade. But what I don't understand is that even with the audio that I played, it's like, what is the doctor supposed to do with M? If she's not well, what does it matter? Why does she even need to be well for the general? You know what I mean? The general shouldn't care. It's like if you're transporting prisoners, you don't say, can that prisoner walk? Oh, we'll wait till that prisoner can walk. Wait, how long does it take for that lady to heal? All right, we'll wait 9 months. No, it doesn't make any sense. Just grab the body, throw it on a truck, and let's go. But that's not what's happening here. The general is willing to wait a little bit.
Well, she's concerned because she's unlike the other ones. She's more combative. She's more, I guess, strong. She heals faster. You know, maybe the stuff that they're trying on her, the things that they're testing on her, isn't working as well on her as it was on everybody. So they know that she's like the alpha, I guess, in their minds right now. So maybe that's why they don't want to transport her directly, because they don't know exactly what is up with her right now.
Yeah, I guess
That's what I'm taking from it.
All right, let's keep it going.
So So then they're also talking to, again, back to Blaine, and they're like, look, why? And Blaine's basically saying, like, why would I have Deputy Brent kill anybody? And they're like, well, you gave him 10 grand. And he's like, what, 10 grand? Have you seen where I live, bro?
Yeah.
I didn't do that. And they're like, well, how are you gonna give Jesse and the Black Deer the money for anything like that to get that land? And he was like, well, yeah, I was, but then I spent it on something else. And then they're asking, well, what did you spend it on? And he's like, well, that's my own personal business, and only God could judge me.
Yeah, suspicious. It's suspicious, but still doesn't prove anything. I don't know. Even at this point, before, of course, hindsight 2020, so the whole episode, we know where it goes. But at this point, I still don't think it's him. And I think that even the show is doing this on purpose. I don't want to have to say it, because I'm sure there's some people listening. Maybe they don't know, and they're like, "Well, who do you think it is?" And I'm going to say it at the end. I'm definitely going to say it at the end.
But Ibrahim and Dana are going over the facts, and Ibrahim is kind of not siding with Blaine directly, but he's kind of thinking that Blaine is innocent as far as the deaths of Rose and M.
The motive. There's no motive.
Yeah.
There's no motive for this. He's got his own agenda with the revivers, but when you're trying to link him with the Rose case, that doesn't add up. It doesn't
make much sense.
No.
Then we finally get Rhodey back, which is
Rhodey.
What
a waste.
I guess they give him a little bit of time to talk, because I see some revivers in this camp thing are able to interact and do other things,
but they're not going to be free. Like, that's the problem, because as you just getting into it, he walks over, starts talking to her, and he's like, oh, they threatened my family and they tortured me. And here's the mom just saying, don't listen to him. They'll say whatever they want. They're men, And she's right in a way, but then also, what could they possibly offer Rhodey? Yes, threaten the family. I get that. That could be a big deal, but he's going to die. They're not going to say, we're going to get rid of all the revivers except you. You get to live with your family because you helped us capture
but
this.
It's not even that, Adam. It's okay. Yes, he revives, but he can still feel pain and torture. So as long as torturing him, but as long as they keep torturing him, he doesn't want the torture to continue. So that was his thing of getting out of this.
I feel like if you can revive, and which obviously he can, and then even in this scene, she breaks his neck, right? And she kills him pretty much again, right? Through the bars, but then you see he starts fixing himself up on the ground. That didn't take that long. I understand they want to say, oh, M can revive super fast. Well, did you see Rhodey over here? It just got up. He just got up, and I'm pretty sure he had a horrible accident just seconds ago. that could paralyze anyone. So I'm not buying that whole thing. But the point is, like, he can get away then. Just like take it. Yeah, they're gonna destroy, beat you up, whatever it is. But let's say if they handcuff you, it's like, oh, he's handcuffed. Oh, I can't get my hand through this. Oh, you know what? Crush my hand completely, squeeze it out, and then there we go. I'm out.
But
Then
he
smash through a
says
window.
he says to her, "Look, I'm so sorry. Like I'm not as strong as I thought I was."
He's a
You know?
jabroni.
Yeah.
I
So
don't like him.
I mean, he's getting tortured. He's obviously a young guy. He's not.
No,
We're talking about the guy that died because he had an infection over just like
I
scratching
still
something.
don't believe that. I didn't believe it when he said it, and I still don't believe it now.
So you think he plays a bigger part in the end, like some mysterious thing?
I think there's something else going on with him.
Mm.
This show has already thrown some weird twists at us.
He would be overlooked with that. He would be overlooked.
Yeah, definitely overlooked.
We get the mayor talking with his wife. She's scared about what they've been doing and how they've been torturing people and trying tests on them, and she's hearing rumors about them
moving
being
them,
transporting. And then we see it perfectly in the back of this image. We see the guy that Blaine had hired at initiated, the young kid who's now, I guess, a janitor working amongst them, listening to this whole thing.
Yep. Mayor Ken and Diane.
Right. And Mayor Ken is also bringing up the fact that maybe the militia is starting, and that maybe there's a plot to overthrow this place and get them out, and that he wants to save her and get her out of this.
No. Because that's one of the things that they sort of find out from the documents from when they raided the towing the compound, that it was like, oh, it looks like he's building a militia. They're gonna raid Riverside, which is where the revivers are being held. That's that location there, and they're gonna kill them all. That's the plan. Now, if this is the plan and you're the mayor, tell the governor. I get the general has her own agenda and what she wants to do. Tell the governor, tell the chief of police. He doesn't. As we know, Wayne figures it out from the document stuff, but it's not from what I remember any help from Ken, right?
Ken is for himself right now. Ken doesn't care about anything. He just wants his wife. At this point, the whole place could go. He's kind of rogue right now, and it's amazing with how much he loves his wife and how much he just doesn't care about anything else right now.
See, there you go.
Even the fact that he tells her, like, oh, I saw in the video they asked me to identify this person, and it was the Cypress girl, and she was like, oh, you ratted out Martha like she's only a child.
You're a rat. I can't be with a rat. I was hoping she would say that. I was like, oh no. It's like, yeah, snitches get stitches. It's like she like plucks his eye out or something. Now you can't see anyone.
But then we get Dana back with Wayne and everybody, like, just trying to figure this all out, because now we're back at ground zero, and basically they're saying anybody in Warsaw could have killed Rose and your sister. We'll still hold on to Blaine because Wayne is determined to pin this on Blaine. Like, he's like, it's definitely him.
You brought up something very funny, and it's noticeable that this person's missing, and that's Cooper. Because while they're at the precinct, again, bringing all this stuff up, we see Nella show up, right, with Lester, because Lester showed up at the bar, and he was rambling on about all this stuff going on, and that people don't care about the elderly in the town, and no one listens to them, all this stuff here. But
he got pistol whipped by somebody.
Yeah, he got pistol whipped, and it's like, and then you're like, wow, Lester's here. Nella, the bartender who has 4 jobs, is here. But where is Cooper? Who's watching Cooper?
It was a lady in the front desk, I think.
Yeah, well, that's what I said. I was like, yeah, it's got to be a lady at the front desk. But I do remember hearing her voice in the background when she says that you have to come out here. There was.
I would hope the kid is in school.
I think they wrote him off. They were like, you know what? Thanks for whatever it is.
In the comics, he seems like he plays a bigger part. I'm reading the comics now, because this has intrigued me, and I think anybody listening that like really wants to dive into this and really likes this world should definitely start reading the comics as well. But
it's an Image comic. You can go to imagecomics.com and you can find it there.
But Lester, who's always being overlooked, always ignored, and always has surprisingly really good information.
Oh, yeah.
You would think by now that they would be like, let's listen to some something he has to say. And he says to them, he goes, "You overlook us because of our age. We still have good years ahead of us."
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Nella comes in
Yeah.
and confronts Wayne. And she's like, "This is the cost. We have all this stuff going on right now, but this is the cost of standing up for the people of this town. You couldn't care less until Martha was involved. That's not true leadership." And
Yeah.
she says that they could get the revivers underneath the tunnels of the bar, which was just a whole
Yeah, she
other
tells that to
plot.
Dana. I mean, that's a whole. She's like, yeah, I got this whole underground railroad already set up. What was going on with this town? Do we need a prequel? Because how do you have something already set up? Now, maybe let's say Prohibition. We could throw in if we want to go that far back. So maybe during Prohibition it made sense. They had some stuff going underneath, and they were importing, exporting, and they were having their own little. Yeah, maybe that's possible, but still, it was just funny that she just leans over and tells Dana, "Well, when you get the revive, send them over to the bar because I have these passages." I mean, just a lot of info, just spewing it real quick within like a minute. There we go, thanks, and then cut. It's like, really, what was that all about? You have what? So now where are they going? Are they getting them out? Are they going to the reservation? I mean, I'm assuming the reservation is still part of the town, maybe not. We don't really know too much of the boundaries of the quarantine. We know there's a north side, south side, but we haven't seen a map. I love maps in shows. That was always my gripe with The Walking Dead. No maps. People, some distance, a hilltop took maybe a day to get to. Other areas took 2 days. I need to see a map. And it would be great to see a map here to see how large the town is. What are these locations they're talking about? Where's Riverside compared to the harbor? Because that's the other thing we discover here, right? JP had went over into to Wayne and says, yeah, the governor, the general, she's gonna grab all the revivers, put them on trucks, and bring them down to the harbor, put them on a boat, and send them to who knows where. So. Lake Superior, I think that's what she brought up, a lake, but I'm like, really, a lake? That doesn't make sense.
Something else happens here that kind of sets Blaine in a different type of light, where he says, we find out that Blaine sent an anonymous reward. He was the one that sent the reward money to find Rose and really push that investigation.
$50,000.
And then after the money, after I guess they pinned it on Jesse, they reallocated the money apparently to Murderous Indigenous Women's Fund, which I mean, that's a good thing, I guess, on Blaine's part.
My question, I've never dealt with something like that, so I don't know if, let's say you put in a reward for the capture or something like that, and let's say it doesn't end in that way and no one claimed it, I assumed you get your money back. I was like, hey, thanks.
That would be nice.
Yeah, it's like, oh, thanks, we didn't need to use it. I didn't know they automatically say, hey, we donated that went to a good cause.
Maybe they asked him.
Yeah, maybe they did. See, we'll find out later. Maybe they did.
Then we got May and Ibrahim are talking to each other, and Ibrahim is reading through a Bible, I believe.
That is true. He was reading through a Bible.
And May comes over, and they start discussing some stuff. And
it was a weird scene. It was short, and I couldn't understand where they were going with this, because it was like, oh, you look for faith? No, I'm a man of science, or whatever. But she was like, maybe you should look into that. And I made a pact with Rose. And, whenever someone comes back, if they die, we're going to haunt the other one. I'm like, that's a horrible pact. Yeah, he tries to relate that to Harry Houdini. That's not what happened. And
tell that little thing about Harry Houdini. I think that'll be cool.
Yeah, that is not what happened. The Houdini mentioned, because what happened with Harry Houdini is that when his mom passed, and it was Arthur Conan Doyle, the creator of Sherlock Holmes, said they were friends, and he said, hey, listen, I know a medium, contacts the dead, and Houdini didn't believe in any of this. But he said, okay, fine. So he goes to the seance. She writes all this stuff down. This is from your mother. It's a message. All things like, oh, this is from my mother. Yes. My mom didn't read or write in English. This is not from my mother. So he knew that was BS.
His mother spoke Yiddish or something.
Yeah. So she was from the old country. It's definitely not English. And then it happened even later on when he was dying, and he told his wife, he gave her a special code, passcode or something, and said, hey, if someone says that they can talk to me and communicate, ask for this. If you hear it, then it's true.
She held seances every year on Halloween.
On Halloween. There was always some medium saying that they can figure it out, they can do it. It never happened. No one was able to bring him and communicate. So there goes that story.
And Ibrahim was like, well, good luck with your soul searching. So the police are now looking through Blaine's stuff. I think we have an image of this. And they found, yes. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. They find the whole thing about storming Riverside, and they find a camcorder. And they bring it back to the police department, and they start watching it. And we now see the light of the creature, and we hear, what's her name?
Peterson, Mrs. Peterson.
Yeah, Mrs. Peterson screaming. And
yeah.
she dies. Like she's gone. He
She
fed her.
disappears. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. We hear the alien
Peterson,
screaming also. Yeah, Wanda Peterson. We hear the alien screaming as well. Like it's like, ah! I don't think it's like being forced. Like, no, I don't want to touch this one.
I think we have audio for this too.
Did I put that one? I think it did. Oh, this is the alien one. This is a question. This was it was with Ibrahim talking about it. Yeah.
Like it's a creature or a being, tall, thin, like an apparition, but it wouldn't kill.
What are you saying? Like an alien?
Like an alien?
What do you mean? Wayne's lines are always so.
It's like
I don't know,
that guy in the room that's like, he has nothing to contribute.
If anyone in this show is taking a massive L every episode, it's Wayne. And so I'm hoping in the next episode there's some massive redemption arc. He's definitely going to do something so that he feels.
And I mean, no shade at the actor. Not even the writers. I think this is all intentional for the character. Yeah, for Wayne. It's just to show that this is the type of person Wayne is. He's very dismissive of everything. We see it with Lester. We see it with everything else that's happened. It's
own kids.
His own kids. Even with Blaine, he was like, "Well, Blaine did it." It's like, what? There's no more. Wow, look at him. He's just a bad guy. He's trying to do stuff, but we have no evidence to pin him with M, and definitely not with Rose. It just doesn't link up. If they did go to court, it wouldn't hold. So, but he just doesn't. He's just in his own world with things. Not a good sheriff in this town.
We cut back to M sitting in the cell, and her mom is humming. So now it's just getting worse. And then we get the therapist coming. The therapist, as you know from before, which was the wife of the professor, Aaron, the one that was having an affair with M. So it's also just an absolutely crazy situation.
There's something that they don't bring up that I find funny right before you go into this.
Yeah,
is that she doesn't seem to care that her husband's dead. That you know what I mean? Like you would be grieving. I think at least you would be grieving. Like,
yeah, why were you there with my husband in the wood? No.
They don't even go. It's like, you know what? Let's talk about your feelings. How are you doing, Em?
You know, keep working.
Yeah, really. You got to pay the bills, right? But still,
she's determined. You know, struggling with cancer, going through all this stuff. Her husband dying, and she's still coming to work and showing up. The funny thing, though, is that she was appointed by the government, I guess, to talk to M way before she was known to be a reviver. And then the fact that they bring her into this facility now to talk to her again, like I think that was just an interesting thing. Like who's in charge of her? Like who appointed her to walk in and talk to her?
All right, who's your boss? I want to talk to your boss's boss.
But she comes in. Emma's sitting there. Her mom is humming, and the mom is like, "Oh, you had an affair with the husband of a woman that's going through cancer treatment. I didn't raise you to be like that, Martha." And then she's like, "Mom, stop! Like, Mom, leave me alone." And then the therapist is like, "Wait, is your mom in the room? You're experiencing a break in reality." And Emma's like,
I don't know why I find that so funny. It was like, as if like she just like it popped up. Like I just picture having some AI glasses, and it just pops up on the screen. Oh, say this. Like you're experiencing a break from reality. The voices and the visions that you're seeing are not real. Now click your heels 3 times and say, "I want to go home. I want to go home. I want to go."
It's that little like that little clip, the little clip that used to be on the computer that would help you like with things.
Oh, the paper clip.
Yeah, the paper clip.
Clippy. Yeah. That's it. Click. How do I get this? All right. Say this.
But you're experiencing a break in reality. Do you know what happened? She brings up like Patty, your mother, right? What, is that who you're seeing? And Emma's basically like, do you know what happened to her? And she goes, would you like to tell me? And Emma's like, yes, I would. And as she's telling it, you see M's mom like a horror movie, like blood coming from her mouth and eyes, saying like, no. I mean,
I'm
and
sure.
you would think for her reaction would be a lot worse of a story, but basically what she says is that Dana got into a whole fight at the bar, Nell's bar, I'm assuming, regarding the Black Deer case. Someone was upset with her about how they solved it, and she started arguing with that person. She was supposed to be picking up Patty, their mother. I don't know from where. Did they say
No,
why?
the Wayne was supposed. They called Wayne to
Well,
pick up, and
they wanted. Well, we didn't
he
find that
didn't
out
pick
yet.
up.
We wanted
Like,
Dana. Dana was gonna pick her up, but then she got into a whole fight there, so they couldn't do that. And so it ended up that M went to pick up the mom, and as they were driving, a deer came in front of the car, and which led to the
to
whole
the
accident.
accident. Yeah.
We find out a plot twist later.
But it was interesting there because the fact that Patty kept saying, "This is our family secret. Don't say our family secret." I
That's
don't.
M's secret. That's M's fault. That's M's
Yeah, I
inner sadness, because when she admits to this whole thing and she grabs the guard, she grabs one of the guards and she points a gun to his head, and the therapist is like, please don't do this, like, you don't have to do this, just breathe, just relax. She puts the guy down, throws the gun down, and then turns and says, Mom, you see, I'm still the Martha that you raised. And when she turns around, the mom's not there. So there was some kind of inner turmoil that she just dealt with.
her mom's disappointed, and she went to go torture somebody else. Maybe she's gonna go visit Dana, and pop up in her head, or Wayne. Maybe she's gonna torment everyone now. Who knows? But it's definitely in her head.
It was just her.
It's all
her
in
inner
M's
stuff.
head. It's definitely all in M's head with all this. But the question I have here is, I thought they all knew about the accident. Where's the secret? M was driving. We know this.
Yeah.
We found this out way before when Dana and M were in the car and they were talking about the whole thing. So we know this. Oh no, when Dana was talking to Ibrahim, she told Ibrahim the story. She was like, "Oh yeah, they were in a car accident." And so what, the deer? That's the first time. That's the only thing that I can think of that's different. That's the first time I heard that.
Honestly, the deer is better than what I thought. Like that M was on some drugs or something. That's what I thought.
Yeah,
she was
that's what
inebriated and she
that's
made
what
a
I thought
mistake.
too. That they were trying to imply that she was on drugs.
Because the deer is out of anyone's control, really.
Oh yeah. I've had coworkers that have had deer run into them on the highway. So that's a thing that happens. But hey, there goes them.
Dana's back with Ibrahim and they're talking, and it looks like they're about to kiss or something. She basically is like, "Thank you for saving my sister. Like that really matters to me." Yep. Then Wayne shows up and he's like, "Okay, we're gonna go with the game plan. We're gonna go into the woods under the cover of the night. We're gonna set up and pretend like we're Blaine's militia and that they're attacking.
He's got pyro, right?
Yep.
I guess at some point they collected a bunch of illegal fireworks and stuff like that over the years, and so they're gonna have those set off. So it sounds like it's a militia, and they're gonna go in through the parking lot, the back door entrance, and then just grab everybody and get them out.
It seems like Wayne is really searching for redemption in some way here, validation, because he's like, I've made a lot of mistakes, but let's go save the people we love.
Yeah.
And then we see a group of people, and this is the thing that needs to be answered. But they're around Moore Creek. Water's bubbling. We see another alien angel thing forming, or like its spine or something coming up from the water. We see a bunch of people standing around this, and then they all start getting shot, and like pinpoint headshots, like someone that has maybe military experience, I'm assuming, or hunting experience, but like really good hunting. It shows a guy, what it seemed like a guy, looked like he had a beard, long hair, but his face seemed covered, obviously for a reason. And
I know who this is too.
Oh, I can't wait to hear
I will tell you. I know everything. That's it.
He has answers.
All right. Don't worry. Let's keep going with this.
So
we are getting there. If I remember right, because then that one of the other scenes is with the doctor, with Rhodey. Because remember Rhodey, the doctor starts talking to Ibrahim.
Ibrahim's
right,
in the car.
And he's in the car, and he's just talking about, hey, we shouldn't. This is not what we came here for. The CDC, the whole thing. Come on, we have to work together. We got to figure something out. And he says, listen, I have these vials, right? Give this to the revivers. Just inject them. It's like, what is it? And he says, it's water. And he's not lying. It's that water from the creek. It's the magic water. We don't know if it's gonna, at least I don't know. I don't know if Ibrahim knows if it's gonna cause the same side effects of like super strength that it did with M, and all that. We don't know, but hey, I guess it doesn't hurt, right? It's water. So he says, "Hey, just go and inject." And sure enough, she goes. The first person she injects is Rhodey, and they're watching this. The soldiers. It's like, "Well, what's going on?" It's like, "Oh no, this is easy for transport. Maybe it's gonna calm them down or neutralize them or whatever it is." But
even before this, something even bigger happens, and a big conclusion that happens, right? Blaine is talking with Ibrahim again, and Ibrahim is walking back and forth, and he's just like spitting out stuff, and he's like, okay, you saw the light, Lester called for the car, you did all that, like what was happening? You saw M at the bridge, but then you saw like later on she ended up in the creek, and then the light happened. And then he's thinking to himself, and he's like, wait a minute. M started all of this. Whatever happened when she was murdered and thrown into the lake and her body drifted down, wherever she was murdered or how it happened in that particular situation is the catalyst of all of this. And basically, he comes to the conclusion that M was the first reviver and basically almost started this.
And he put the gun down because that's one of the things that Dana did. She gave him a gun, getting ready for this whole thing. When we thought they were about to kiss, remember, that was the other point, that they were so close. It was like, hey, this is how you use a gun, all this stuff. But yeah, he's a fool for putting it down on the table. And also, I thought Blaine was handcuffed. Usually, when someone's taken into one of these rooms, they're handcuffed to the table. Their hands.
Yes, he wasn't.
He wasn't.
So he holds him hostage. And he's like, I'm sorry, man. And then
that's it. And he gets him out. He's like, yeah, I'm leaving. So poof. But yeah, then we had that whole scene. We had the doctor and yeah, once they're back at the riverside, that's when the alarms start going off. They're like, oh, we hear the bombs. The soldiers are running around. They're like, oh, the militia. Now, I couldn't understand that. Was that the soldier saying that? Or was that someone screaming that out? Because
the general already had an idea. She heard that they were gonna
yeah, but he makes it so matter of fact that he sees them. He says there's a small armed militia headed to our way. And I'm like, where do you see this, good sir?
Well, he says explosions are going off. There's probably a small militia in the northeast.
How do you know they're small? How do you know? No, I don't believe that. But anyway, yeah, that was my gripe with this. He's just assuming the whole thing. It's like, all right, but whatever. He says all that stuff.
The revivers are now injected. I guess they start beating up the guards in the truck. Wayne and Ken bar the facility. They block it so that no one could get out. At least the general and the rest of her men. Blaine's henchman, the young kid that we saw earlier, he goes and he finds M, and he's like, "Oh, let me, I'm gonna rescue you. Like, follow me." He takes her out, and then, and this is the craziest part of this episode, I think. Ken and his wife are there, and they're like, "Okay, where's M?" And he's like, they can't find M. And he's like, screw M, I'm leaving with my wife. Like, and he's like, we're a fan. Like, how could you do that? We used to be best friends. And they start arguing. And Dana's like trying to dissolve the whole thing. And then Ken drops the bomb at him. What's the bomb?
You banged my wife. That's pretty much it. He's like, ask where he was with the whole bar situation. Why he didn't pick up the phone when you were calling for the pickup for the wife over with Patty and them and the whole thing. And it's because he was having an affair with Diane, his wife, the mayor's wife. They were doing their thing.
The same day that his own wife died.
Yeah.
That Wayne's wife, that Patricia died. Wayne was supposed to pick up Dana from the bar, but he didn't. And Wayne was going to pick up Patricia from the bar and wasn't able to because of the affair.
Yeah.
And let them, obviously it's not directly, the deer is still a thing, but chain of events would have happened.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Is it a big twist? Not so much, but this is definitely one of those Jerry. I didn't see this. I didn't see this coming. And they were like, you know what? Let's add another little sprinkle into the situation. All right, what are we gonna do? They had an affair. Let's throw that in. He had an affair with the mayor's wife. It's like, oh man, because that's what Dana said. It's like, you guys used to be friends. You were best friends. But I would think that friendship ended a long time ago. if that's the case. And
Oh,
it had
100%.
been a few years, right, since the mom had passed.
And the fact that he's with his wife, I mean, I know people get through things like this and or worse things, but he
Now,
yeah,
eh,
I mean,
yeah, and the show doesn't want to go into it, but we, as you said, Dana, she's a reviver. She unalived herself, and we don't know
and
why, but I think it's related to this.
oh, his wife, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the wife. That's what I'm saying. They don't really go into it. They didn't go into it before, but there's no what's the reason for it. And now maybe this is it. Maybe it
The
put a
regret.
strain on their marriage, and she felt so guilty, and that's what
And
led
maybe that's
to.
why he wants to save her so much because now that he knows that she
Now
died,
he's
he doesn't wanna
guilty.
lose
Yeah,
her.
now he
Yeah.
feels guilty. Oh, yeah. See, there you go.
So
We're
then
spewing it. All right.
we cut into the next day, I guess, because they couldn't find M, and the general also came out and looked and saw that the truck was gone, and she's pissed.
Yeah.
But Dana is in the car with Wayne, and he was like, "Look, your mother and I were separated," which I didn't know that. So I mean, not that that makes the situation better, but and she's like, "Well, how could you not tell me? I spent the last 2 years beating myself up about mom and am blaming herself for the accident. Meanwhile, it was, and then Wayne answers back like, well, I didn't cause the deer to run out in front of the car."
Yeah, but I mean, it's one of those things. It's a butterfly effect. You keep thinking of like, at what point could he have changed things? If he would have picked up, there's all kinds of events. Oh, if only you didn't do this, or then let's go further back. What if she didn't go to the bar that day? What if she would have stayed wherever she was before? Then it wouldn't have happened. You just can't do that. You can't keep posting the blame and pushing it down. It's not healthy.
So Wayne's phone keeps ringing. He doesn't want to answer it. He looks, it's Lester calling. So they're like, "Oh man, what's Lester want now?" Of course, because every time Lester needs something, it's always a problem, but he's always valid. You would
He
think by
has all
now,
the way from the first episode. They found Miles because of Lester.
if they threw in something that Lester just is always bothersome, then I would get it. And obviously, it's a small town. They probably know Lester for a lot of different things. But
Yeah.
like at this point, bro, listen to him. He finally picks up the phone. He's like, "What is it, Lester? What do you want?" He's like, "Oh, I have some trespassers that I need to take care of." He goes, "Well, why don't you call, the precinct, like have some guys come out there?" He's like, "Yeah, they have guns and they have a girl. And they keep talking about what they should do with the girl. We're on Route 13 by the church."
Oh,
I was like, "Bro, come on, man."
yeah. And they're like, all right, well, they know where that church is. And I think that's the old church that his dad used to be a minister at, or a preacher. But they get to the church.
Church, yeah.
They get to the church, and we see that M's there, and
Ibrahim
Blaine.
Ibrahim is sitting there at one of the pews. And
No, yeah, I don't remember.
yeah, it was
that.
Ibrahim there. Yeah,
Holy shoot!
because remember, Blaine.
Oh, that's right. He did, because he was still in his custody. He used.
She's like, "Ibrahim, what are you doing here? What's happening here?"
He's converted. He's found faith, and
Yeah.
whatever faith it is that Blaine is preaching, that's his new seer.
And Blaine shows up and he says, "Behold, you are the mother of Babylon, the serpent who opened the gates of hell. I plan to send you right back." And boom, we see also the young guy that brought her here, raising that injector weapon. Now, we talked about this when we were watching the episode. Is it the bad vial or is it the good vial with the water in it? He's gonna inject M with something.
I don't know. That's a good question. Because at first I thought, oh, he's just gonna use the water one, because that's the new one, and that's the one that they were giving to all the revivers. He doesn't know anything, so he thinks, oh well, if this is what the doctor was giving them to subdue them, this is what he's going to give her then. Because what's the other one do?
Strong and then feel normal again and kick their ass.
The other one, I don't know if we really know what that one does. Right? They were running a bunch of different tests on Miles.
I think it makes him weaker.
So
because that was the one that they were using on him initially, I'm assuming, and that's why she became so like out of it.
Yeah, could be. Maybe
it wasn't working in the same way that it was working for the others, but it was also just kind of messing with her in a different way. Maybe psychologically, that's what was bringing her down. Because she was healing quickly, but nothing else was. Exactly. That's why, because they're saying she was healing quicker than the others.
Yeah.
So
and that's what I'm saying. Like, maybe he doesn't really know, and he thinks, oh well, I'll just give this new one because this was supposed to make them easier to transport, and I don't know what he wants to do with her. how he plans to, because he no longer has the angel, right? Wasn't that the whole thing? Feed these revivers to the angel, but the angel's gone. Now, he did say that little comment to Ibrahim early on. Oh, well, it'll come back. As if it's done this before, like a stray dog or
So
something.
it's
I was like,
probably
oh, yeah,
coming out of the water again. Whoever shot them was collecting, trying to grab it again.
maybe.
And maybe it was one of his henchmen or something. There were also people there like around it already. So like some other
Right.
people knew about this. So
So
but you
let
said you
me
had a
get
feeling.
yes, let me get into this right now. This is what I think, or who is killing everyone and doing all this. It's Brent's twin brother.
Oh,
They stopped talking about him. Brent brought it up once at the precinct. He has a twin brother. They're only like seconds apart. He's always getting into side troubles and things. And as we talked about it before with Jesse and how he got shot, but he saw Officer Brent in front of him, but all of a sudden he's behind him. It's the twin brother. The
I
twin
totally
brother.
forgot about that. And I
Yeah, and that's on purpose. The show wants you to forget about this, because then when it pops up, it's like dun dun dun. Look who it is. You know, and I have a feeling he's the one. He's the one that killed Rose dumped in the trunk. That's why Blaine didn't know about it, because he didn't do it.
he left the car on the side of the road.
Yeah, he left the car on the side of the road. Right.
That's
Then
what
with
brought
the
it
whole
back.
thing, yeah.
Yes.
So I have a feeling that's what's going on here.
You're
the
right.
whole thing. And that guy, Blaine's brother, is also the one that's working with the people on the outside, who is also working with the professor. You know, they were all working together to get money. That was his own side thing, because they
little
both
network.
needed their whole network, because the professor needed money for his wife's cancer treatment. Blaine's brother wanted to help because their mother was in the hospital with her, whatever, I forgot what it was, but she was also sick. And I think that's where he was like, hey, let's work together. Let's get these things done. And we can use this money to help out our family members. So I think that's what's going on here.
That's a
It's Blaine.
good theory right there.
Blaine's brother. The fact that they brought him up once and never again.
Wait, no,
all
Brent's brother. You mean Brent's brother?
Brent, yeah, Brent's brother. Sorry, Brent's brother. That was Deputy Brent. If people already forgot, Deputy Brent. He had said he had a twin brother in the last episode, and then he left it at that. And then,
especially when he went into the bowling alley and Jesse was watching the whole time. And
yeah.
He's
they don't acknowledge it, but you
Yeah.
can see it. If you are looking, if you're paying attention, the viewers, then you realize you're seeing two of them, one in front and one behind them in the rear view mirror.
So we got one more episode to hopefully answer a lot of these questions, but not all of them, so that we can have season 2.
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah, to see what happens. I don't think I read this far up in the comics. I don't know if they even leave the town, or if they do leave the town in the comics. You're probably further up ahead, and you'll know. But yeah, it's good so far. A lot of questions, but something's getting answered. Do you think M is going to die in the next episode? I say
You
no.
think Wayne is gonna die or sacrifice himself in some
I
heroic
hope
way
so.
for redemption? Oh my
That's
gosh.
fine. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with
Bye.
it paves the way for Dana to take control. I know Dana has said that she wanted to leave. That was the whole thing, right? And he gave the blessing, go leave. But I don't think she's going to leave. I think she's going to realize that the town needs her. So she's going to be there for the people that need her. All right, everybody. Thanks again for tuning in. Thanks for liking, clicking that little subscribe button, and sticking with us through this whole thing. This has been fun. We got one more episode with this, but then, of course, we got other shows on the channel, like I mentioned, with the Dexter Resurrection and Chief of War and a few other ones that are coming in September and October. So we will be around for that. But go ahead, leave in your comments. Did you see it? I jump in. I'm here to communicate. That's the whole point of this. It's not just me talking at you. It's talking with you. So we will see you and talk to you later, everybody. Peace.